You were tuned in to episode 96 of Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Per usual, got my main man with me, Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K in the building. What is going on, family?
Oh man, another day in these boxing streets trying to get to these main events this weekend. Let's make it happen.
This is the hardest part of the week, man. Like midweek, like it just goes slow. Like you know what I mean? Like it just goes super slow, man. But big shout out to everybody, man, all the supporters. Um Once again, we gotta do this again. Um Man, RIP and condolences to everyone that was um in the Texas school shooting. Um just you just hate to hear things like that, man. And it just brings out a lot of emotions in people, but it really just goes to show like you can have a million good people in a crowd, and all it takes is one dumb one to change the whole mood. You know what I'm saying? So condolences to anybody that was affected, anybody that lost someone, the children that got killed, um, the teachers. Just a sad situation all the way around. So just rest in heaven and condolences. Unfortunately, for the second day in a row, we have to do that, man. So now I hate to get the show started like that, but we gotta pay our respects and pay homage, just to real life shit before we get started, man. Like, um, and I found out about it late, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I found out about it
Yeah,
real late.
yeah. I was checking on it last night for I guess I went to sleep, but I'm in a way sort of thankful, but I got a grandson out there that's going to these schools, so I got to holler at my daughter. You
I
know
was
what I
gonna say,
mean?
how's cuz is that was that far from your cousin?
Uh, yeah. That's San Antonio. They in Dallas,
Okay,
so
they in
you know
Dallas.
what I mean.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I know, right? It's just crazy, man. It's close enough that what I mean. You feel like you're affected. A lot of us may have family out that way, and just being around something big like that. People back east going through what they still trying to heal from, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy, man. We living in just some wicked times, and the
yeah,
strong survive. That's what I can tell you. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely. Uh,
you know. I echo all your RIPS and condolences, man. I can't do much more than
yeah.
that.
Facts, bro. My sports, aka Shane O'Mac. I said soon home. I'll be on. Brendan Jackson in the building. Big shout out to you, family. Said R.I.P. Oleg Prudke. Oh yeah, that was the guy. He said a fighter who lost his life fighting for Ukraine against Russia. Yeah. Um,
Wow.
we living in a war zone, man. Like it's R.I.P.
All over. Yeah,
all over.
it's a war zone in the real field of military, but it's a war zone just trying to survive in your neighborhoods and in your
Mm-hmm.
current environments, man.
Absolutely.
And you not, you might not consider yourself a soldier, but you kind of got to start having soldiers mindsets and keeping your head on the swivel and really just playing people a little closer than you normally do. You know what I mean? Really
Facts.
just reading vibes and what I mean. I don't know, bro. I just everybody keep
It's
their head up. You know what I mean? Keep your chin
yeah.
tucked, eyes up, baby. Head on the swivel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Big shout out to the hottest strength and conditioning coach in the business, Rob Acosta in the building. Said, "What's good, y'all? What's good with you, bro? Man, you doing your thing, man. I actually I gotta get you on soon, man, because I seen you doing a workout drill with Malik Warren. I think y'all was at a park or a track somewhere, and I found it real interesting. I've never really seen that before, so I really wanted to get your insight on like what was the kind of like the method behind it. The last video you did, yeah, the last video you did with Malik Warren. I just never seen that before. Vlog, I'll send it to you. You might have seen it already, but I'm gonna send it to you after the show. I never seen it kind of done like that. So I'm definitely gonna hit you up about that for sure. He said these fighters are actually on the battlefield. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's it's crazy, man. Like it's really crazy. A lot of people fight for their country. That's why I always felt like, not to really just get off topic like that, but really I feel like anybody that fights for their country and they carrying around them chopsticks for their country and they done put in years of fighting for their country, like you shouldn't see none of them want or need for anything. Like they should have money in their pocket. They should have a place to stay. They should have a car to drive. You know what I'm saying? And they should have health benefits, man. You see too many of them dudes out here and they walking around with the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, you know, I don't even want to get into it because this is going to turn into a non-boxing show. You know what I'm saying? Robert Costa said a track. I figured you was at a track, man, but I just thought the exercise was just real dope. Like it looked like you was working on explosiveness. You know what I'm saying? Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but we gonna get this thing started, man. Man, Tank Davis and Rolando Romero. We had a media workout today that was on Mayweather Promotions, and we getting close, man. We are getting we getting really really close. Hey Rob, maybe tomorrow we can have you on, man. Chop up some game, man. That'd be great. Um, but I didn't watch the media workout vlog. Did you watch any of it or?
Saw a little bit on the gram. You know what I mean? Just normal. What I mean. I kind of know everything I need to know. I'm still just doing my
Mm-hmm.
X's and O's inside the ring. You know what I mean? They both looking fit. Both look like they ain't gonna have no trouble making weight. I
Yeah.
got a question about how they labeling the fight as a WBA world title fight. It's like,
Is this
what's going
35
on,
or
bro?
40? Is this 35 or 40?
I think it's 35.
Really?
I could check though. That's a good question because I heard him say, last year he wanted it at 40, but I don't see why it would be at 40 unless because Tank said he was staying at 35 because he talking about wanting to challenge Haney if he went. Well, obviously, that's gonna be another year or so before that would ever happen. But let me double check right now though. But yeah, that's an interesting question though. But I
Yeah,
seen that's why I asked because it was labeled as a world title. But he do got a strap. He took the belt. He took some kind of strap from the boy from what's the SA boy name?
who's Santa Cruz?
No, the second one, the 140 cat he beat.
Pitbull. Oh,
Nah,
you talking about my man that just fought Keith Thurman.
yeah,
Why is his
yeah,
name
yeah.
is not ringing a bell? I'm sorry. My guy Bruce in the building, man, says salute, brothers. Big shout out to you, bro. Big shout out to you. Hey, Bruce, I did a on one of the podcasts. I put a video up of a fight, and it was on somebody else's channel, and they flagged me for it. Now I challenged it, and I won the challenge. But have you had any of your like videos like copyright flagged, like when you're showing like your Tuesday night fights and all that? Just curious. Burt Wood in the building. Big shout out to the OG. He said G5 is gonna be a long, short night for Rolly. I watched Rolly last 5 fights. Good luck versus Tank. You know what, Burt and Vlog and I touched on this yesterday.
It's a lightweight, bro.
Oh wow, so it's 35. It's 35. Wow. Okay. Um. Yeah, Burt. The thing about this fight is the thing that makes the fight so interesting is Tank can make this an easy fight, or Tank can make this a very difficult fight for himself. It's really on Tank how he goes about it. So I'm kind of curious to see what tank are we gonna get, you know? And I'm really just looking to see if he's gonna carry some emotions inside of the ring because we haven't really seen that from Tank. But he seems to like genuinely not like Broly. And you never know how a fighter gonna fight when they coming in the ring and they genuinely don't like their opponent. You know what I mean? It's not a gimme. They gonna come in and fight smart. So, um,
What
I
I
mean,
will say is I think he's more of the polish between the two when
facts.
it comes to control of emotions, kind of being around Floyd and that big, machine that they got. So I'm sure he's been schooled a little bit more than your normal fighter on just, the P's and Q's of the game, so to speak. So I'm giving him that edge as far as keeping control of the emotions and, a lot of how your anger can, get ahead of you sometimes. And, you may take a wrong step when you're too mad. So I think I give him the edge with that psychologically. Tank.
Yeah. Okay. Bruce, he says, yeah, some. He said, yeah, some they strike and some they don't. The thing is, don't play the sound. You'll see the different ones they let slide and use them. Top rank usually hits you. It's about right. We usually don't play the sound, which was why I was surprised they hit me with the copyright because I didn't have the sound on, and it was for a video that was already out for like 3 months on somebody else's channel. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, it's always interesting to see how they. It's always a crapshoot, man. It's. I'm actually gonna message you on Twitter. I'm gonna actually give you my idea that I have. I just want your opinion on if you think I can get away with it. But I'll hit you up later on tonight. Burt Wood, G5, what are you drinking? Looks good. This ain't nothing, man. It's a little iced tea. It's a little hot out here, so it ain't nothing crazy. The adult beverages is gonna be this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have them. We're gonna have them lined up. If you see me during the week, I'm sipping on something non-alcoholic. So Busco said bet. Um, bro, question for you. And I thought about this on the way to the crib. Now, kind of the backdrop of this pay-per-view or this main event is that Tank is leaving Floyd after this fight. I got to thinking, I'm like, do you think that's a marketing ploy? Part of that is a marketing ploy, or do you think that has anything to do with it for this fight to kind of gain some interest?
Nah, I think it's just something that's coming to a close. It just happened to be circle around this fight. Could be a reason why this fight is taking place. Floyd last time ability to cash out on an in-house fight, so to speak.
Yeah, fair enough. Um now I know you probably heard this story before. I know I did, but I know they had Paulie on a show. I think it's Paulie, Roy, and Tarver. I think they got like a show out or something like that. And Paulie was telling an old story about where Tank and Floyd's beef came from. Now his story had a little twist to it. Now the story that I heard, and I think Vlog, I think you're probably aware of this story as well, is that Floyd wanted for Tank to live in Vegas. He didn't want for him to be in Baltimore, so he was basically going to set him up, getting what he need, and he wanted for him to be exclusively in Vegas. And Tank decided to stay in Baltimore, and then pretty much when that happened, that's when Floyd is pretty much threatening Tank that he was going to put him up against Lomachenko. And you heard that for a while, and then it kind of just kind of settled down after a while. Now, Paulie gave a little more detail. I'm not going to say that he's wrong. I'll take him at his word. But he said basically that Floyd gave Tank one of his penthouses in Vegas. I think it was like a penthouse and an apartment out there in Vegas. Paid for it, furnished it, all that. Bought him like the Jeep Wrangler trucks, the square box joints. Um, Grabbed him one of those and told him to stay out in Vegas. Like he didn't think Baltimore was a good spot for him. So Paulie said the story is Tank sold the furniture, sold the truck, went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz with the money. And that's where the beef started. Um,
I mean, leave it up to Paulie Malignaggi to be out here pillow talking in the streets on some TMZ shit. Wherever the beef started, it's got to end at the business table. You know, Floyd ain't on no street shit. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't, like gonna press him on that level as far as like, you owe me or it's coming out purses and this, that, and the third. So I think it just, what I mean? It might be a thing where dude, like, I ain't control, bro. I might have
yeah.
started like in some sort of setting and, like an orphanage type of background. Grown on that now, Pippin. Go tell me where to live, and he probably don't want to deal with that heat. This shit a motherfucker out here in these deserts, bro. So everybody ain't built for shit.
Listen,
Yeah.
if he was living out in Vegas, he'd have never had a problem making weight. I'll tell you that much.
That's the
For
goddamn
sure.
show.
For
The
real.
fuck of the
He
lost
put
weight
on
going to
he put on a
11.
trash bag suit and stand out the middle of the street for about a half hour, and he done made weight.
Wait.
For real. It is hotter than a mug out there. I just the reason I mentioned that, bro, is I kind of wanted to get into just a lot of these fighters' backgrounds, or these are a lot of hood dudes, man. A lot of hood dudes, a lot of poverty. Just people just really just trying to find a way out of the hood, like the ghetto, and gyms and and things like that. They provide that discipline. They provide that structure that these people need to give them a chance to get out. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard the story, I was just like, in the hood growing up, Benz was that was it. You was in a Benz, that was that was one of the
Yeah, you
signature,
foreign,
like,
baby.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
you
one of the
foreign.
signature cars, like, um, so when you a dude, especially like Baltimore, not far from Philly, like you in Philly, Baltimore, DC, New York, back during that time, you pull up in a, you pull up in a 600, you pull up in a 600 Benz or even a big body S550, you know what I'm saying? Or even a coupe. You could have been in a Benz coupe, any type of Benz, as long as it wasn't a baby mama truck. You was somebody on the block, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pull up on the block in that, So when I heard it, and he was like, yeah, he sold the Jeep Wrangler and got himself a Benz. I was like, yeah, like that's hood shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's hood shit. Because you could take somebody out the hood, but I'm like, if they hood, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you could put a hood dude in the middle of paradise. He's still gonna be hood though. He's
Yeah.
still gonna be hood. Like it is what it is. So I was just like, I'm listening to the story, and I'm just like, that's just a Baltimore dude doing Baltimore shit. And I'm like, and if Floyd can't understand that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you trying to control an adult's life. I know Tank is an investment, but you're trying to control that man's life. And I'm like, that's like somebody telling Floyd, yo, you gotta move here. He would never do that in a million years, even when he didn't have the fame yet. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't built like that. He wasn't gonna let nobody tell him what to do. So Tank and Floyd really got like a weird ass relationship. Like I feel like Tank tries to show him a lot of respect in public, but you could tell like he just don't like him. Like you know what I mean?
You know how you get one of them homies, you just, they get irritating after a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't stay on the basketball court too long. He just, you know what I mean? He talking too much shit. And he probably good too, but you just like, man, I done heard enough of this motherfucker.
Yeah,
And
man,
that's
like you're doing too
where
much.
they at. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? They
that's a
say that
fact.
happens in coaching. Like the team hear a coach's voice so often, repeated statements, they get burnt out on that, and you need a fresh
Yeah,
start. So ain't
and
nothing
some
wrong with that, man.
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just
I mean, if you look at it, I think Floyd gonna be all right, bro, because he got a nice little young crop of dudes. I mean, youngsters. I'm talking about 18, 19-year-old cats, 2, 3 fights in that are real projects and that are compelling projects to be able to mold because these dudes got skills, you know what I'm saying? So I think Floyd will be all right. I think Mayweather Entertainment. I don't think they're gonna be right back major players because they still have fighters that need to grow a little bit. But I think future wise they'll be all right.
Yeah, what you think of? I mean, if Tank leaves, probably one of the bigger names they have is probably Richardson Hitchens, and he just fought.
And
What you think of Richardson Hitchens?
I like Rich. I think he that power. Nervous about that power. You know what I'm saying? So that means your defense got to be at a 12. If everybody else at a 10, your defense got to be at a 12 because you lack that power. So you definitely got to be evasive, kind of like what we seen from Michael Fox.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Mm-hmm.
that was good offense, not a lot of power. Couldn't keep that little dude, from coming forward, but boxed well enough. Stayed out of danger. Made dude look silly with those bad shots he missed. So things like that keep you, ahead of the pack to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I I mean, of course, it's gonna be tough for Floyd to lose Tank. To be honest with you, I think he could. To be honest with you, I'm like he probably could put a package together for Tank to get him to re-sign. It kind of seems like Tank ain't top priority to him in a sense. Like it's just for a guy like Tank, for me, I feel like you should be trying to pull out all the stops to make sure that he's good money because he's gonna anchor your promotional company in a sense. Like you'll be able to use Tank to get other deals for other some of your lower fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of don't
But
understand the lack of urgency. You know what I mean?
but
And
with
that's just an
that,
outside looking at.
that's the thing about business. Just because a lot of there may be a potential there, doesn't mean there's a connection there that'll keep that potential alive. You see what I'm saying? Like everything you just said was great, but if these dudes ain't vibing behind the scenes, all of these possibilities of future business moves and things like that are kind of irrelevant. These dudes can't even sit down and have a full blown conversation that comes to a conclusion. You know what I mean? Things might start off on a business meeting with these guys and it end up turning into an argument. So how can you really plan growth or plan a stable situation? So I think it's good. I don't like what we was talking about the other day about him still being tied to that Showtime platform and Al Heyman, the Phantom
Yeah, I
Ghost of
didn't like
boxing.
that. Yeah, I didn't like
I,
that
I
either.
I don't know that that's true either. I mean, what I'm saying, I'm not questioning YSM's inside knowledge, and that's I definitely wouldn't do that. I know a lot of you guys are way more, in communication with a lot of the backstage players, but it just don't make sense to me that you're free of Floyd, but you're still tied to Showtime.
Right,
So
right, right.
what I mean? Showtime is a streaming service. Showtime is a satellite basically. How are you tied to a satellite? You see what I'm saying? Like the fights they're part of that satellite platform, but they're not made. So I don't know Showtime matchmaking. I don't know Showtime is managing people. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get that concept that he's still tied to Al. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know nothing about these contracts like that. These dudes, it might be one little line in there, and you skipped over it. Next thing you know, you got a lifetime contract.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean, hey,
a
I mean,
possibility.
to be honest with you, I mean, it's the way that his contract is set up. It sounds like he got the managerial deal with Al, and then he got Floyd as the promotional company. So now the promotional company deal is about to end. So now he's just exclusively with Al. But the thing about
On the
that,
manager side, on the
on the
manager
manager
side,
side, correct.
that's different. Then that's different. I mean, yeah. Then the cross the street fights are a possibility now. That's why I said.
But it still lands on Al. But I think
Yeah,
it
yeah, but I don't think Al's if he's the manager, he's not the final. You know what I mean? He's not.
no he
You
he would have
know,
final say on that. He would have final say on that. He got final say on all his fighters. That's the
how?
problem.
I mean, as a manager, you don't. The fighters don't work for you.
Al
You work
Al
for the
different.
fighter.
Al different.
That's what I'm saying. Shit. If you're saying that, then my response to any fighter under these dudes is push this envelope, find out. You know what I mean? Like dig into your contracts, find out where where you're flexible, where you don't where because that doesn't make any sense. If you're a manager, that means you're out looking for opportunities for me to grow, to expose my craft, to you know what I'm saying, be make money, be seen. You know what I mean? So how are you saying, oh, if these guys, develop a fight through social media, the way things happen, these fighters talking back and forth, and their fight spawns off, they go to Al, he say no, and it's just no. The fuck?
Yes,
Come on, bro.
that's exactly
Make
what it is. I
man,
don't know.
there ain't no motherfucker walking this planet, no Godfather like that, bro. Not in my estimation.
But that's the
I'm
problem.
just saying, I think
That's
different than other niggas.
but
There's no
that's the
fucking way in the
problem.
world.
Anybody that's under Al got the final say. That's just how it goes. He got the final
But
say.
you're not explaining how, and from a manager's perspective. If you
So
saying
basically,
from promoter slash manager slash lawyer slash
so
counselor, whatever, all of them wrapped up, I could get it where they could kind of have a 50-50 say, but final say, they're not fighting, bro. Al's
so
not putting up any money.
bro, but he's powerful for a reason though. So
Bro, that shit is garbage talk to me, nigga. I don't want to hear all that God talk,
bro,
nigga. You niggas bleed like any other nigga.
I
Fuck out of here, nigga.
understand, bro, but that's what I'm saying. We
That
just
shit
we
is
just we just talked business a couple of minutes ago. Like this, that's what it is. Like it's business. Like it's business.
that's not okay. Again, you haven't explained how a manager
He's
has
not a
final say.
manager. He's not a manager.
So what is he overtake then? I need an
He's in it.
explanation.
I'm gonna give you one. So he's a quote unquote advisor, quote unquote. So from a legal standpoint, advisors are not legally on the hook to get fighters a certain amount of fights. So for example, if let's just say Al has Tank under contract, advisor client deal, basically. And it says in the contract he's gonna get Tank 15 fights. If he only gets Tank 6, Tank can't take him to court because an advisor is not legally obligated to those guaranteed fights. A manager is. So with him having
That's
that
my point.
advisor type,
Why would you sign something like that right there? When way you just said that, I'm stopping at the door and not putting my signature on nothing. Because if you're an advisor, how are you telling me you're going to get me 15 fights? Like that doesn't. You're stepping outside of your grasp and your duties. An
right?
advisor is somebody that says, "Yo, this stadium is more profitable, seats more, you get better, film footage, whatever." You know what I mean? That's an advisor, or this deal isn't as lucrative as you think based on homework that they done as an advisor. You saying that this guy is coming to the table saying, "I'm gonna get you 15 fights." That's promoting. That's matchmaking. That's a different realm. I'm confused. Like
Well,
like this sounds like some
let me.
Godfather talk. Like,
But that's what they call him. That's what they call him. So for the
man,
record,
I'm not.
for the record,
That
right? I don't. So me explaining this the vlog, and for whoever else is listening, and you may not know, I'm not in agreement with any of the business stuff that goes on in boxing because I feel like the fighter don't have no say because the promoter and the manager and the advisor got too much power. So that's my opinion on it. But what I'm doing right now is explaining in the vlog how the business side is working and why it's so screwed up. Why it's so screwed up. So you take Al, right? Al got probably about 100 something fighters. He definitely got over 100. He got over 100 something fighters. And I remember years ago I put his contract up and explained it in a video years ago. And he came from the music business, so in the music business, the labels that have what they call 360 deals with the artist. So basically, the label gets a piece of absolutely everything that the artist gets. If they go to the club and do a club appearance and don't perform, the label get a piece of that. If they go to the club and they do perform, they get a piece of that. If they get an endorsement deal, they get a piece of that. If they drop a song, they get a piece of that. If they go on tour, they get a piece of that. Like they got their hand in every single pot. So essentially, what Al Heyman has done is taken that same music deal and applied it to boxing. So when he assigned these fighters, he literally has in the contract that they can't make a move unless they got his green light. That's what makes Al contract so crazy. But you can ask anybody on the inside how his contracts are structured, and that's exactly how it's structured. So as a fighter, I guess you're looking at it like, well, damn, I don't have ultimate say, but he do take care of his fighters. Like, which one am I gonna pick? And it's a shame that a fighter has to pick that because they'll use politics, they'll try to blackball you, all that. Like it's crazy, but that's just how his contracts work. Like, remember when Peter Quillen, they back in the day, Peter Quillen had the belt and he was supposed to make a he's supposed to make a title defense, but it was against Matt Korobov, and Korobov was on the other side of the street. Like Al Heyman made Peter Quillen drop the belt. Made him drop the belt. He told him he couldn't defend it against a dude across the street. It made him drop that belt. Like his contract structure is crazy. He takes care of his fighters, but he has complete control. Complete.
Well, I think we coming into a new era. Big shout out to the most respectable move I've seen in boxing in many, many years. A young fighter truly taking control of his career, even if it's to a default in a upcoming present situation. You know what I mean? You try to take two steps forward, but currently you're taking a step back. And that's what you can look at in the Devin Haney double fight situation with Cambosis. Might be a step back towards the future. You see more control. I guarantee you out with Bob and them, they're not gonna have the control of him that they had over Bud Crawford. Either they gonna get him the big fights, or he's gonna take those belts and move on to another platform that's able to support the stage that he's on, or that he should be on. You see what I'm saying? So I think we gotta have that now. I think is leaning to that. At some point, Al's contracts come to an end. Unless these some lifetime sign in blood ass contracts, that shit that Al talking to, that shit come to an end, bro. At some point in time. So Tank being still on the young side, I still do believe at some point he can really get whole and true reigns 100% of his career. At least let's say 90, because you still got lawyers and commissions and all of this to deal with. So at least 90% of your career you control. And that's I think these youngsters are really, I thought, starting to come to that. Just like what you said in the music game, the way Al and them did it, shit changed. You got these artists can go make $1 million by themselves off of 1, 2, 3 songs, streaming them and videos and all of that sort of stuff. Now they doing little club venues and get paid and whoopty whoops. So I think the game is flipping. You know what I mean? And I think what Devin Haney did, obviously he was with Dezan 2-3 fights. Now next thing you know, he's gonna be on this top ranked platform, and these youngsters gonna start moving around. They're gonna be bouncing around. Next thing you know, he might be on Showtime in a fight with Tank in a year or two. You see what I'm saying? So you never know, man. I think the game is changing, and the old dogs, the Als, the Bobs, that old way of being some quote unquote slave master type shit. That shit's for the birds, man. You dudes is dying anyway. And again, it's just a young wave, man. Shit changing, bro. You better roll with the times or get rolled over.
Yeah, it's and I didn't want to get too deep into it because you talk the business and politics of boxing, man. It's kind of like talking religion with somebody, man. Like it's kind of like a never ending thing, But I mean, Tank got to make some decisions, At the end of the day, man. But he just need to do what's best for him. And I do think the Floyd situation kind of ran its course. Like Tank Tank gets his attention now because it's Tank. Before it was Tank with affiliation with Floyd, but as the years is going on, he's kind of built his own popularity. And Tank walk around without Floyd, he gonna get recognized. You couldn't say that a couple years ago. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Tank. Hopefully he makes the right decision for his career. Burt Wood, G5. Who has the ear of the fighter during the fight? Um, Traditionally, it's the chief trainer. Um, you have some isolated situations like take Bud Crawford. He can hear any of three people in his ear at a time in the corner. So you got isolated incidents like that, but usually the head trainer is the guy that has the fighter's ear. Of course, you got your cut man, and cut man. He's handling the inswell, Vaseline, and all that other good stuff. And then you got the second in command who may get a word in here and there. He usually handling the water bottle and all that. So it really that's the traditional setup, but you do have other setups where there's a chief second or something that might do a lot of the talking, things like that. So
I'm sure you get that with managers that believe they have the third eye and want to be real handsy with their clients, especially with boxers and being right there beside the ring. I'm sure you've had that battle between head coaches, trainers, and those sort of guys, managers, and other entourage sort of guys. Because a trainer, he doesn't want to be, he doesn't need his fighter overwhelmed with too many voices, guys yelling from all these different places around that ringside. So I think
yeah,
a real good trainer has a lot of that locked down before fight night. You see what I'm saying? You're going to get the yelling from the crowd, but I mean that direct right into the corner in between rounds, trying to everybody chiming in, do this, do that, whoop-de-whoop. Even pep talk can be derogatory to what the mission of this particular upcoming round is and what the trainer wants to, a particular fighter to work on. So even pep talk can be a bad thing at times. It just depends on what your trainer is. Sometimes some trainers are more lax, and they the pep talk guy. They the hype man. You know what I'm saying? Not no direction, no no real game plan for that particular fighter. So it's hit and miss with them corner, man. You can get it good
yeah.
or you can get it bad.
I'm glad you followed up with that because I really didn't touch on that part. Basically with the trainers, you have your, like Vog said, you have your the ones that are more so motivators than strategists. You got some cornermen that's more strategists than motivators. You got the great ones that can do both. You know what I'm saying? That's rare though. That's rare that you see that. But you do have I can only think of maybe like a few just corners that are just really different. Like you take like Eubank before he got with Roy. Like Eubank had a head trainer and his father in the corner, and his trainer couldn't say anything. Like that's a weird situation. Like that's not your traditional situation. Like you know what I mean? Like what Bud has, that's not your traditional situation. It's usually your head trainer. You got one voice that's channeling all the information, and everybody feeds off of that one person and that one voice. That's how it's supposed to go traditionally. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a lot of strategists in terms of cornermen. Like it's not a lot of strategists like in between rounds that's really putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes that's like they getting a lot of credit and they not really doing a lot of in game adjustments. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna get into no
You get
names, but
you. I don't know what Amanda Soriano trainer was, but if you listen to him for the different rounds that they shared throughout that fight, he absolutely did not want to have her readjust to make she continue to win that fight. And I
yeah,
blame that on him. I don't even blame her because she's in the heat of the moment. She might not be really understanding. She just trying to do what she was already doing that, got her ahead, got her, um, got what the girl is.
yeah,
I mean, Kate Taylor, I mean, she's trying to get back, but then it takes your trainer to be like, look, that worked early. Now she's adjusting. So we gotta adjust this. What to do? Double jab. I mean, jab went straight to sleep on her. This is why she could never catch her throughout the second half of the fight. You never set your range. You never made her move based on your jab coming from here, making her move here. Now that's what we wanted. Now we can throw these hooks. Now we can start cornering her. You see what I'm saying? It all starts with a jab. This guy, everything's going well. Yeah, great job. Catch your breath. You know, doing little sounds like, come on, bro. That's what they, man, get the mic off of him. That's all I kept thinking throughout that fight was get the mic off this guy. Because he was trouble.
Yeah. I listen. It's and Bert, you always ask questions to spark up like technical talk. That's why I like when you be in here. But it's a lot of fighters that would benefit from having a strategist in their corner versus the motivator. You know what I mean? And this guys has been successful in their career despite their trainer. You know, I felt like Danny Garcia could have went further than what he went because his dad didn't give him an ounce of in game advice, not an ounce. He was just go out there, whip his ass, son. Take this Vaseline, take this water, go. Like that's Angel. Like you know what I mean? Like that's Angel Garcia. Like so, but you got a guy like Yoel Judah. Yoel Judah can do it all. He can motivate. He can give you end game. He can keep it a beam with you too. He'd be like, "Yo, you losing?" Like you know what I'm saying? So you got some trainers that can do it all.
Great trainer, but he couldn't do nothing about his son. You know what I mean? You could be the greatest trainer in the world.
You say
Them
his son's
whiskers
what?
off his son's chin.
Oh, his chin. Yeah, you can't train. Like it's either
Yeah,
you got
that's
one or
what I'm
you
saying.
don't.
You could be the
Yeah.
greatest trainer in the world, bro, but the whiskers is not built like that, bro. You know what I
And
mean? You can try to accommodate, you know what I mean? Tucking the chin, trying to go behind the shoulder, little subtle things, but it takes athletic guys to do that. And then you also got to kind of not get in front of yourself. You know, I thought Zab got in front of himself a lot of times where he didn't really understand, yo, I got to play it as if I'm not the stronger guy. But he went in a
and
lot of those fights believing in the
the
skills. You know what I mean? Which
well
is nothing wrong with
the thing about Zab though, Zab is Zab is physically one of the most gifted fighters I've ever seen. Like just pure physical talent. But the thing is, like Zab was never a big 147. Like he was always fighting outside of his weight class. He was never a big 147. He really had a 140 frame fighting at 147. And a lot of the things that he was doing did some of the things that got him in trouble were things that he was trying to do, but he was too small to get them done. You know what I'm saying? But just in terms of pure physical talent, he's one of the more gifted fighters you'll ever see. He could do it all. Like he could do it all, man. But yeah, like if your guy don't have a chin or he puts himself in the danger zone too much, you can have a chin and put yourself in the danger zone too much, and eventually that chin gonna crack. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, well, Judah's good solid trainer, man, for sure. Burt Wood, dumb question. What is that? He said, dumb question. What is that? The round, does it help stop cuts? Yeah, so basically the Vaseline, what the Vaseline does is it helps the fight, it help treats the fighter's face so they won't get cut. So you got to look at the material of the actual gloves. The material of the actual gloves, like if you hit a person's face and their face is dry, it's more susceptible to getting cut. If you keep it moist,
that.
you know what I'm saying, keep that Vaseline on it, it's almost like lubricant. You know what I'm saying? So
It helps with abrasions.
yes,
Gloves rubbing off your skin, you rolling with a punch, but that glove still going across your skin. Those abrasion turn into an open cut. Obviously, if it's getting pounded on, so yeah, it definitely helps. But you could do too much. You could take it too far. So I think I have to have a fine. I have to have an eye referee paying attention to the amount being used because punches can
yeah.
easily slide off of that. And
And that Vaseline can
I
get
get
into your eye as well.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, and that's not a dumb question, bro. That's not a dumb question, man. Because the reason why it's not dumb, bro, is because you probably got a couple people that's sitting on here that probably wondered the same thing, but you was the only one that had the guts to ask it. So it's not a dumb question, man. So definitely keep them coming. I didn't have this in the thumbnail, but I definitely wanted to announce this. Deontay Wilder did get a statue put up of him in his home state. Congrats to Wilder on that. He made a speech, but he was talking as if he was going to return to the sport of boxing, which I expected, to be honest with you. But it was good to see him. It's always good to see Wilder, and the fact that his hometown took care of him. Made a statue of him and really just highlighted him and everything that he's accomplished. I think that's a great thing, especially during these times. We got a lot of sad stuff going on in this world, and I'm not trying to compare Wilder's situation to the more serious things we got in this world, but in this day and age, you got to take whatever positivity you can get. You know what I mean? And see one of our strong heavyweight, strong personality type heavyweights get accolades like that, man. It's good to see. You know what I'm saying? And I hope he returns and hope he returns for the year out, man.
I could be a pundit that because look when you're doing it, you know what I'm saying? You doing it off of what a lot can call 3 straight losses, bro. A lot of people can just say that's 3 straight losses. So it just time, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about why round. Like it's not like he was on this historical 42 fight run and y'all did it. You see what I'm saying? Like you doing it now as if you kind of caught them or something. You trying to pat them on the head and good, kind of how you tell a young ball player, good job sort of situation. If you're a T-ball coach, you gonna pat the little youngster on top of the head, good job. You know what I mean? That you don't do that to no man. I don't know. I'm just trying to, kind of give it a balance. We ain't all about giving out unnecessary hours. Be real, bro. That's at least 2 straight losses. Nemesis. You know what I'm saying? And you getting statues, and you got a nemesis out here, bro. That's interesting time to get a statue, bro. So what if Fury came? And Fury came down there and took a picture with his chin next to the statue jaw. Like, would that be cat? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro.
I just
I can't force of it.
Yeah, I just
get your point. You gotta maybe pay homage to people while they here because we don't know when they gone. But my thing is, you had 40 some odd fights to do that when he was on one of the most historical knockout runs in his. You could have did that, bro. You want to wait till this dude get, bashed and battered. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you can look at it that way, and then you can look at it the other way too, because a guy take a loss and he get thrown by the wayside. Nobody talks about him. He kind of loses everything. So you could definitely look at it like, you know what, despite the fact that he lost to Fury twice, we still gonna salute that man for everything that he's done. So you could look at it that way too. I just feel like every fighter has his kryptonite. I just feel like Fury is Wilder's kryptonite. It doesn't make him any less of a fighter, any less of a man. He's just that Tyson Fury's just a bad man. He's just a bad style matchup for him.
I know what I said. What I want people to understand, none of what I said had anything to do with Deontay Wilder.
Understood.
That motherfucking statue, your timing. Why now, bro? Why not when he was at his peak? You know what I'm saying? When he was on the run. Why are you like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, it would have been to me because all I would have thought about was him falling around the ring. Tyson Fury putting him in 20. Just, bro, he had good moments in the fight, but the ending was you were laid out on the motherfucking canvas, bro. That's like
Well,
seeing Nate Robinson and you not thinking about him being on the canvas. Like that's the first thing you're gonna think. So you don't want to go nowhere and Nate's getting some award for something and you can't say you're not thinking that. So again, I think the timing just was, I don't know, bro. It doesn't make no sense,
well,
man. Let them make it a victory or something. You know what I mean?
well. I just I No, I mean I hear what you're saying. I guess for me, I know where I used to work. I know the process you have to go through to get a statue and how long it actually takes. That process takes so long that he probably got approved for that statue before he got on the losses streak with Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like that process takes a very long time. So um based off of what I know, I
Okay.
highly doubt that they approved the statue and like after like the first Fury fight. And you know what I'm saying? And then the two losses, and then it happened. I just know how long that process takes. They probably did approve that statue when he was on his run. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
just saying, bro.
again, I'm like, you can look at it.
Timing is
You can look at
everything.
it both ways. Yeah, you can look
Yeah,
at it both ways because I'm like, whoever did it, you can look at it this way too. You can credit them for not trying to ride the wave. It'd have been kind of
no,
easy for you to do it. It'd have been easy for you to do it when he was knocking everybody the fuck out. Then you can be like, oh well, he riding the wave. He ain't got no wave, and they still looking out for him. So it's just depend on how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Do I think he deserved it in his home state? Absolutely, absolutely. He put, like he's an overachiever. Like he is an overachiever in his purest form. Like what he's accomplished in his career, he wasn't supposed to do that. He wasn't supposed to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Despite the Fury losses, he was not supposed to do what he's done in his career. So I'm like, it is what it is. It was good to see. I'm not gonna sit up here and fraud. Like it was for me, it was good to see, and it was times I was going completely against what Wilder was doing, like during the whole Fury thing and all that. I just those times I felt like he was inconsistent, as far as the talk and shit like that. So it was times I wasn't seeing eye to eye with Wilder, but that doesn't mean that he don't deserve the highest accolades, especially from his home state. So I just want to see him back in the ring, bro. I just want to see him back in the ring, statue or no statue. I
I
just want to
mean
see him back in the ring.
they say he's still number one. You know what I mean? It ain't frisky right now in the heavyweight division. I'm talking about a couple of these youngsters that's on the fringe. Maybe not a youngsters, some guys that ain't they look yet or got a shot yet, but they records look viable. So what I mean. I don't know if he want to go that route or he want to grab a Rui, something like that. But he got to make a semi flash. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He
to be
can't
honest with you, if he
like
if
Michael
he's
Coffin.
nah. I To be honest with you, I wouldn't even be mad if he like his comeback fight. We all understand his comeback fight not going to be a title fight. Like it's a comeback fight.
Johnny Wright.
Um, um,
Johnny Wright. Do I dare
I
say
mean, I know
he's
that's
been
your
on
guy.
all
I know that's your
I'm
guy. So
saying?
I don't want to
Good
say.
name.
I don't
Good
want to
name.
say. No,
Good
that's a
name.
solid name. That's a solid name to come back from. Probably the winner of probably Kalnaki Chisora probably got a little more name buzz. If he came back off the winner of that. But I wouldn't have a problem with a Johnny Rice fight. Um,
Mm.
but I
I
just
don't I give you name buzz, but I think Johnny name buzzing, baby. His name is buzzing when you going through the Rolodex. He might be getting skipped right now. That's what his name buzzing at. Might be getting skipped.
if you
I
want to
wouldn't
talk,
tell
yeah,
you.
if you yeah, I wouldn't deny that he has like hardcore buzz, like people within the sport, you know, that he's a viable. I mean, he's a viable guy. Heavyweight, no doubt about it. He's a viable guy. And if They chose him for a comeback fight. That's a credible opponent. That's a credible opponent. You know, I think he gets iced, but that's a credible opponent. You can't say he coming back against a bum. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with you, Johnny Rice is a better option than
I don't know.
Kyle Naki and Chisora, but they just got the bigger
I don't know
name.
that
So,
I don't
hmm.
know that he gets iced. I don't know he's iced.
Well, I think I look at it and I'm like, can he last 12? And I just don't think he's gonna last 12. Because almost nobody lasts 12 with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be an interesting fight though. I wouldn't even be against that. I wouldn't be against that. I don't think Johnny Rice is busy. So I think that'll be an okay fight for Wilder to come back on. Um, I would fully expect him to do his thing though, but you know that's the side. You just want him to come back against a solid guy. Like Johnny Rice is a solid guy, solid opponent. Like nothing special about him, but he's just he right in the middle of the pack, right in the middle of the pack, and there's a lot of dudes in the middle of the pack. So I feel like he would deserve an opportunity, no doubt about it. So
Answer
at
this.
this point, mhm,
Answer me this. I know this is a completely different lane. Just as
mhm.
a matchup, is the question. Winner of Dubai, Don King guy. What's his name again?
Oh, Trevor Bryan.
Yeah, Bryant. Dubai Bryant. Good look, matchup wise.
Well, I mean, he getting
Yeah,
ready to
for
fight Dubois. Are you talking about if he gets his Dubois win?
no, I'm saying just based on matchups. Now I understand it's a different lane. That's a WBA, EWBC. I get that. I'm just
Um,
asking as far as matchup winner, which what I'm saying, like would that be good look for him style wise? And he one of them guys give him any Tyson S type of trouble.
I don't think Tyson that's type trouble. I think Trevor Bryan is okay. I think he's okay. I think if Johnny Rice fought Trevor Bryan, I think Johnny Rice beats Trevor Bryan, in my personal opinion.
What about
So
what about Wilder? I mean, that's what I was asking really about Wilder for like the winner.
right. For Wild, if either one of them fought Wilder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor Bryan fought Wilder. I wouldn't expect it to go more than 5. I wouldn't expect it to go more than 5. Johnny Rice, I would say probably maybe 8 or 9. Johnny Rice is a little bit more to figure out from a style perspective, but Johnny Rice has a traditional style. You know what I'm saying? He has a traditional style, so it's not like it's anything awkward about Johnny Rice. He's sharper than Trevor Bryan, in my opinion. Um, but it takes somebody. It takes somebody
What
special.
about Dubois?
That's whoever land first. If it's Dubois and Wilder, whoever land
That would
first,
be his biggest test.
yeah, facts. That'd
I
be his
mean, that
biggest
so
test.
out of the three, who's the biggest test? That'll be his biggest test. Okay.
I would say
I
Dubois
think
is
Johnny
probably the
Rice
biggest
because
rest. You
I
about
say
you run with
Rice
your
because
guys, boy.
I'm about to give you physical reasons why out of those three guys. Trevor Bryan has a jab, but he doesn't throw anything strong behind it. He's almost like Sanchez to me, a back foot heavyweight. Dubois, he's not defensive, so he's going to be subject at any point to the fight to eat that right hand from Wilder. Now you look at a guy like Johnny Rice and the different styles and the different heavy-handed guys he fought, the FA Jog guys and these sort of guys. He's just leery enough fighting. When I say sideways and fighting long, he fights long sideways for his front, where you would think he'd be straight up, coming right behind the jab through the front door. No, Johnny Rice really fight sideways, fight long, and I think it's defensively, which made it hard for Coffee to get off consistently and get what we thought was some developing power with Michael Coffee on that he was going to get him out of there. But you got a guy that's a little tricky, not awkward, but I think tricky enough to give all of these top guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Not that he going to win. I'm not going to say he going in here winning, but I don't think it's going to be as easy for even a guy like Wilder, who I wouldn't say is the smartest heavyweight in the big picture right now. So, it take, like you said, it take a few rounds, maybe 9, 10, probably before the power, slips through. Rice get tired, as most fighters do. That's a natural process to the fight game to get tired, and that's when you can get caught. So I get that. Again, you got to look at a guy like Dubois against a dude like Rice. Got to show some patience and to me, he could lose rounds. Dubois is a guy that would try to be, smart about moving forward, losing rounds, because I thought he was losing rounds against Joe Joyce because he started to slow down. Yeah, I mean, I just think Johnny Rice is a guy that can play a little spoiler role, or definitely not make it picture perfect.
I do agree. I do agree with that. If the first time you watch Johnny Rice as the Michael Coffey fight, it's a little misleading. Like, Michael Coffey is not. First of all, Michael Coffey started his career extremely late, like hella late. Um, and he's never been technically sound. So anybody that has basic boxing skills with a little bit of physical ability is going to make a guy like that look amateurish. And he made Michael Coffey look amateur in there. Can Johnny Rice do that against everybody? No, he can't. Can he do that against some dudes? Like, if I put him up against a Kyle Naki, I think he would make Kyle Naki look like that. Just because Kyle Naki he's not technically skilled. Like, he just is volume. Everything is volume. You know what I'm saying? But you take a guy like Dubois, that's a tougher puzzle because he throws in combinations and everything's explosive. You know what I'm saying? So it just Coffee is just that was the perfect matchup for Johnny Rice. That was the perfect matchup for Johnny Rice. You know what I mean? But Johnny Rice is skilled enough. He is a skilled big man. Like, let's get it clear. Like, he's a skilled big man. It's really you got to match him up against the right guys. Like, you can't throw Johnny Rice up against any and everybody. But he would potentially give Wilder the most trouble out of the three because he has physical skills and he's technically sound. Like, he's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's an option. That's an option. And I just want to see Wilder in there with just he gonna come back. Just a quality dude. That's a quality dude. Johnny Rice is a quality dude. Even if it was like a Chisora or something, like, he's a quality dude. You know what I mean? Even though he takes losses, like, it's a quality dude. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, Man, you see that German heavyweight card going down. God damn, bro, that is a loser's fest, homie. God bless. I'm like, I mean, even the guy that's 18-0, you gotta wonder about that record if he's fighting guy that's 19-57. So even record on it actually looks good on paper. 18-0, that looks good. But you look across
No,
the shot and it's like, come on. So is that 18-0 for real? This is crazy, man, that they out here giving out boxing licenses to, man, fuck a dude on a losing streak. Bro, man, go to Kroger, homie, and get you a job, bro. I know these supermarkets out here hiring, bro. Like, just don't do it. I think it is, man, me with 8, 9 in a row, bro. I can't. I got to from letting you fight in my city. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that, bro. We gotta give somebody else an opportunity.
Burt Wood, I heard many fighters brag on White game plan versus Fury. His game plan sucked. G5, let's say you have a son who wants to fight. Your picks in top three to train your son. I know you live in Philly. If my son was a fighter, who would I want to train him? Um, definitely Bozy. Definitely Bozy would be a good
I was
pick.
going to say, I'm leaving this mother podcast if you don't say Bozy.
Yeah, I would say Bozy is probably the top guy. Um, probably uh, Coach Rell. Coach Rell will probably be number two. on my list. And third person is probably Stephen Bradman, uh, J Rock's coach. So I would probably go with them three. But it's a lot of dudes in Philly that are really good coaches, but they may not. There's a difference between coaches and trainers. The difference is trainers will actually work the corner. You got a lot of coaches that don't that's in the gyms and stuff, but they don't actually work the corner as like the chief trainer. You know what I'm saying? So the three names I gave you were just chief trainers. I can get a lot deeper in regards to actual like coaches that don't work the corner. I could probably give you like five, six more names. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good question though. Burt Wood, Wilder versus AJ, yes sir. I wouldn't even mind that fight. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind it um at all. Chris G
Offer,
said
offer, offer, offer
mhm.
second Usyk loss, a second Usyk loss.
uh yeah, because he'll be coming off of two Usyk losses and Wilder be coming off of two Fury losses. So yeah, even. You know what
You
I'm
paying
saying?
pay-per-view top dollar prices?
They're not gonna show it for free, so I mean I would have a decision to make. I mean I would I would buy it, but not like I've bought worse pay-per-views. Like I've bought worse. You know what I'm saying? I would buy it. I would buy it. Would I be jumping for joy about it? No, but I would buy it. Um Chris G, he said, nah, Kalnaki beats Rice. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know if Kalnaki beats Johnny Rice.
Kalnaki, my guy, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, bro. Rice a different puzzle. He level guy that he he's the type of guy that's himself. You get a lot of them B level guys just in there to get their check, and they go into the house. You see what I'm saying? But he's a guy that's like, night could be my night, and he'll roll the dice, make it look real funky for you. You know what I mean? So and Kalnaki's not a dude that figures out puzzles. If you're not right in front of him,
No.
you know what I mean? He ain't gonna be able to let
Yeah.
his hands go.
Well,
He's about puzzles.
Johnny Rice could literally duplicate Robert Helenius' game
What
plan.
Helena
Like,
said.
yeah, he could duplicate it to a T and get win, man. Like, it's just Kalnaki's his. It's not even the willingness; it's just the inability to adapt. Like he has one style, he has one way of doing things, like, and that's it.
I'm gonna say,
But
I'll bet you this. Kalnaki foot was so bad. I don't think that wedding.
yeah,
That's how bad it was.
yeah,
He
his
didn't
feet
dance as
is.
strong as I'm telling you, bro. I bet on that.
Yeah, he ain't danced at the prom. I'll tell you that much. That's a fact. Like his feet is bad. Like his feet is bad. You know what I'm saying? But that's why he can't get himself out of situations, and that's why he can't get himself in situations.
So
He needs
into
help.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah, he needs
yeah.
help to get off offensively. And a lot of his career, guys really ain't. They weren't willing to move and make him move. They was just willing to just stand there and just trade with him. And
Yeah.
there's a couple guys that Kalnaki beat. I'd be like, yo, like they just allowed him to play his game. Like you take a Charles Martin, like Charles Martin is way more skilled than Kalnaki, but he won that fight because Charles Martin played his game. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of boxing as well. But I don't know if Kalnaki beats Johnny Rice, Chris. We might have to throw a couple dollars on that if that ever was to happen. I think I'll put my bread on I think I would put my bread on Johnny Rice to be 100% honest. Um Vlog, is there any fight on the undercard that you looking forward to, bro? For Tank and 30?
Actually, man, the super featherweights, man. Couple Latin cats, you know what I'm saying? They named, I believe, Mendez and let me get to it. Give me a second. Just Just had it up. Oh man, it's just been a long day. I'm tired, but yeah, man, there's a couple fights on there though, bro. I thought it came together pretty nice. You know, a little midweek. Added the rest of the names to the card that a couple youngsters. It ain't full. Now, you look at Haney in them card. I mean, full of C-level starter guys. Where this one is there's a couple guys looking to cross over toward the content spots and things like that. That's matching up. I thought they brought it together pretty decently. So big shout out to all the matchmakers and Floyd and them. So let me get to it right now and deal about this undercard that I'm looking at Eduardo Ramirez and Luis Mendez. You got Eduardo coming 26-2 off a 50-50 run last two fights, lost and win, and the boy Mendez off a 5-fight run. And this at super feather. We have a new name in that 130 mix, you know what I mean? So, and like I said, these are guys that like I'll let these guys go off the street or whatever promotion these guys are under. So right now it's TGB. So I'm thinking, TGB will let the winner go off the street and see as somebody that maybe this is some mandatory for one of the belt. You never know. Like fights like that jump off the card to me. You know what I mean? And obviously we got the revenge match from the Valley, the Ramos family. Shout out to them. Easy work. He gonna San Martinez so fast.
Man, I got beer money on Santa Maria, man. I got beer money on Santa Maria, man. What's the odds on that, bro? Can I get the odds on that, bro? What's the odds on that?
Bro, check my Instagram. I just put that up, man. It's like 1,000 to 500. Ramos minus 950, and your boy Luke Santa Maria is Santa Maria. That boy plus 500, 550. Man, he gonna get dog walked.
But he was like a +3 something against the other Ramos.
This a big 154, bro. Yeah, this a big 154, bro. This a big 154. I'm rolling with I got to roll with young Ramos, man. Young Jesus. He gonna beat the emergency brakes off this boy.
I'm telling y'all now, I'm putting some beer money on Santa Maria, man. He running through the whole family.
What you want to do, the piece? What you want to do? Half a unit? What you want to do, baby?
He running. I'm not betting you because I had bad luck betting you. I'll bet the bookie though. Plus 540. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm putting beer money on Santa Maria. Hell yeah.
Bro, what you got? Let me tell you something though. I'm gonna peep you where you slipping. Your boy is a real 147. This at 154, pimpin'.
I understand all that. Okay. Plus 540. Yeah, I got beer money on Santa Maria, man. I got beer money on Santa Maria.
Yeah, you would want to just put $2 on that motherfucker.
Luke Santa Maria, I'm riding with you, player. I'm riding with you, man. But that's probably that could have the potential of being a good fight, though.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna tell you right here. I'm gonna be the first to say it. I actually think this event could be kind of interesting, bro. Just from two OGs clashing, any fucking thing can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody think Laura's skills is still Laura from 6 years ago, bro. This is slowed down, a la Saul Alvarez. Then you go up against another guy, a sturdy dude, always been a sturdy dude. You know what I mean? Never been a guy that guaranteed gonna go in there and get knocked out. So he steps up against bigger fights like Munguia and things like that. It don't go well for him. But this wise is more beneficial to how he fights. And I just think it's gonna be. I see the odds on that one hella lopsided too. Me personally, I ain't looked to bet it yet, but just as a fan, I think it's an interesting fight. I gotta see how fresh. Yeah, I got to see how fresh Sullivan looking. He is coming off a win against a young cat. I think the boy was. I got to look at that. Let me look at that boy record that he just fought again. I don't want to get a boy no credit that he don't deserve.
Oh no, dude, he fought was 16-35, bro.
Yeah. That was terrible. That was terrible. But you need a win like that though, especially if you're coming off a
Yeah, man.
lopsided loss against a Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
need to know
Uh,
about yourself.
I'll agree with your
You look at
first
that Lawrence
statement. Terrible.
situation, huh?
I'll agree
Would you
with your
say that?
first statement. I'll agree with your first statement. Terrible.
But boy, man, I mean, Thomas Lamana, 34, got a KO win in the first round. You know what I mean? You fighting Jake Benedetti, you know, Thai boy took him the distance. You know what I mean? I ain't really impressed by the run he been on either. So, a lot of there, bro. This 50-50 fights been in. 3 losses, 3 draws. That's a lot of tread on them tires, bro. That's a lot of tread. So in them 3 losses, you ain't been knocked out. So that meant you went the distance. That's a lot of tread on them tires, bro. A lot of tread.
Yeah.
Just telling you, man. I don't know. O'Sullivan could
Yeah.
be real tricky. Now, you wanted to do a tricky little bet, you know what I mean, really go against the grain, but, you know, don't bet your rent money, car note or nothing on it, but, you know, you could go ahead and do a Sullivan joint, 100 side, maybe a buck in a quote. Shit, I throw something on O'Sullivan, just go against the grain. I'm feeling something, man. They pull upset, they probably get Laura. You never know. You see what they did to Danny Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? You know, they can make more money by Sullivan than they can with Laura.
Yeah. I like the in all reality though, the fact that the Ramos Santa Maria fight is at 154, that changes everything. Um that changes everything, you know what I mean? If it was at 47, that's something different. But yeah, I'm definitely watching the card. I'm definitely watching the card. Luis Cuba Arias is going to be on the card as well. He been talking back and forth with Tony Harrison for the past month or two. I don't know what the origin of that beef is, but I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I wouldn't
Man,
mind seeing it.
he fighting a boy 18-7.
Yeah.
That,
So
that's
um, that should be a stay
overall the
busy
card
fight.
is not. Yeah.
It's a
Overall, oh, they
typical
got the
typical
boy
card.
Jaleel Hackett coming right back. I like
Yeah,
that move
Hackett.
by Mayweather. That's Mayweather
Yeah,
cat right there.
yeah.
It's
I
the young
like I like
Mayweather
Hackett.
boy. I like that move coming right back because he just fought like a couple months ago.
Yeah, you want to keep them dudes active anyway. Like he should be fighting. He should be fighting 5 times a year anyway. You know
Hey,
what I
he
mean?
going up against another undefeated guy. I mean,
Yeah,
so you know, I mean,
yeah,
it's a good look right there.
yeah. Definitely. But man, we gonna close this one out, man. Hour 18 minutes strong.
You know how
Um,
we do.
yeah. Once again, I might have put Shane in a headlock. It's the second straight day he said he was gonna be here and he ain't here. But I love you anyway. Big shout out to VP Shane. Hold on, last question before we roll. Burt Wood G5 is great things happening at 122 class. Any news? Yeah, Stephen Fulton and Danny Roman. That's coming right
Yeah,
up.
let us
That's
know
right
what
in the
you
oven.
talking
Yeah, that's right in the oven. That's getting
Look
ready to
me up
cook.
on IG, Kurt. Got that bet line up already for that one.
Yeah.
See,
122 always popping. And then Fulton and Figueroa fought not that long ago. So 22 popping.
and
22
your
was
boy
definitely
could be
popping.
ready to jump off into that. You know what I mean? In that mix, we could get a super fight at 22, at least before Fulton move. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Maybe we can
facts.
get Ione and Fulton. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
it
we
makes like that. You know,
yeah.
some good fighting down there at 118, 22 right now. Yes, it's good
Yeah,
waters. It's
22
good
popping.
waters.
Yeah, 22 popping, man. Anybody want to get with Shane and ask him why he ain't been on the last 2 shows? You can find him on Instagram at I underscore am Shane the number one. Again, that is I underscore am Shane the number one. But let's get to my man Boxing First Vlog. Give him your social media. And, give him your spiel, good brother.
Man, you see the link to YouTube right there, man. We here. We on the gram, crazy enough all the daily boxing numbers, interesting boxing stories. I can't write right now because we still getting the site revamped, but I put out a good story on Instagram about the young Aussie heavyweight trying to, break Jeff Finish, right? Get out a look up on Instagram, boxing the number one STVLOG. And just continue support, man. And we appreciate, you know what I'm saying? We don't ask for nothing. A lot of these sites be having their cash apps and all this, that, and the third. We just share the love of boxing because we love it. If it turn into a bag, so be it. But for right now, soften up, baby.
Absolutely. Well said. We all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5Jeff
Oh,
TV.
Twitter, Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hit me
yeah,
up
yeah.
on Twitter
Twitter as
too.
well.
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm back.
yeah, Twitter as well. And you know, website getting revamped. But once that get done, it's gonna be a lot of written articles being displayed on top of just being content creators, which it ain't really nobody else really doing that really in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it just puts us in a whole nother lane. You know what I mean? Because usually everybody's digital. Like nobody's digital and print these days. So we'll be literally digital and print. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And tomorrow, I'm pretty sure something's gonna come up for us to talk about. But we will be back tomorrow with episode 97 of the Goodfellas podcast. So on behalf of VP Shane, aka Ice Cold Shane, my boy Boxer First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K, your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. On behalf of the staff, see y'all tomorrow, episode 97 coming up.